study session is going to begin by looking at feudal Japan. This was something we have studied in this module, and one of the most important things to pay attention to is the geography. So you see Japan here and Korea are super close. India is super far away, it's the furthest away, and China is also close to Japan. And what this leads to is a lot of sharing of cultures between Japan, China, and Korea. But for Japan, the fact that there are a series of islands like that makes it very, very difficult to unify. But they have this really strong link with Korea and China just due to that simple proximity. Of course, we know that India is the furthest one of these away, and just the geography really shaped Japan significantly. One of the ways that it impacted Japan is with the invasion of Korea. So this is under the leadership of Toyotomi Hideyoshi. And he was a leader in Japan that thought that if they invaded Korea successfully, they could go on to mainland China. And this failed for a variety of reasons. One of them is because of the admiral of the Korean Army, Yi Sun-shin, and he was just so strong that it was really hard to overcome him. They had a lot of support from Korea guerrilla activity, so these are non-typical military tactics that will happen. Help from Ming China. Ming China wasn't super excited for Korea to be invaded either, so they sent help. And then Hideyoshi's death also was the kind of the final nail in the coffin, and the reason that the invasion of Korea ended up failing. So, if you start looking at kind of the arts and society in feudal Japan, there are a few things you'll want to know. In 1021, Murasaki Shukibu, there we go, got it, wrote the world's first novel. Isn't that kind of wild to think about the first novel in the world written? They also focused on poetry. You're probably familiar with things like haikus. Tanka is a different style of poetry, but similar in that it has very clear structure, just like a haiku would. You also see Buddhism brought, as well as central government from China, and that's something that really drives Japanese culture for a long time. And finally, you see the rise of the warrior class, and the way the warrior class rose and was created, and divided itself up into different structures really changed the feudal system in Japan dramatically.